Farming is hard enough with new technology, costly seed, regulations, fluctuating prices, not to mention the weather. But try running a large wheat, soy, and corn farm with two Type A opinionated farmers who happen to be father and son.
Working with two men that are both kind of Type A, always right people, doesn't always work that well.
He's a slave driver and I'm a slave driver.
We've agreed that we don't get along both running it together.
It's hard to work together, but we chose that way of life.
We get along pretty good now.
We love we love each other.
Trey Hill and Herman Hill work acreage spread out over 3 counties on the eastern shore. They mostly grow feed for Maryland poultry and wheat for flour mills like Hanover. Based in Rock Hall, north of the Bay Bridge, Trey plants crops just a few feet from the bay. The Hills understand the unique role farmers can play in cleaning up the bay.
We try to do the best we can to grow a good crop and be environmentally friendly to everybody. But it's hard to explain to the public that you're trying to do that.
So if there's laws coming into place, I might as well have a voice in the making of those laws.
Trey Hill not only has a voice, but holds membership in several Maryland environmental groups. The information they share is vital to the bay and to farming.
Well, I've been involved with the Chester River Keepers and the Sassafras River Keepers. They're both on 2 of the watersheds that we're involved with. The Chesapeake Bay Foundation, I've had a pretty long-running relationship with them. They try to work with us rather than against us.
From the mountains to the shore, these groups, there are at least 12, keep a close eye on all Maryland farmers.
There's 2 sides to every story. I think that more can be accomplished on both sides if we work together. And the environmental community might not get everything they want, and the farmers aren't going to get everything they want. But if we butt heads, then it's just, in life in general, you don't usually gain much in life if you fight.
Trey Hill is clearly a new breed of farmer. When not working on his marathon times, he runs from one farm to the next, tuning up the technology and supervising 10 highly skilled employees. He talks about sustainability almost as much as commodity prices.
We're using the power basically to power the grain system. It's a 200 kilowatt system. Plus we put a couple of our houses on it, my house and my parents' house on it. Solar panels produce more when it's cool than when it's hot, which I didn't know. Basically, we're trying to build a sustainable model for farming, for large production agriculture.
For Trey, protecting the bay and sustainability also make good business sense. Using satellite GPS and cell technology, he pores over the data, trying to squeeze every last kernel, every last dime from his crops.
Everything will be through an iPad so that I can give each of my different guys an iPad. So when we go to harvest, we'll overlay that yield data and then determine whether or not there's an economic benefit to me and or is there an environmental benefit.
Back in 1997, Trey got his degree from Purdue in Indiana. His farmer friends visit today and marvel at just how close Trey's farm is to the bay and to Baltimore's Inner Harbor. It's a 100-mile drive if you take the Bay Bridge, but just 8 miles by way the crow flies.
Yeah, the bay's been very central to my life. The farm is on the bay. I live on a creek across the road. We fish, we eat crabs.
We want to clean up the earth as much as anyone else. My kids are living here. My grandchildren will live here.
My wife and I got married here. We chose this spot just because it was really pretty. It had the bay in the background, which we both like, and plus it kind of had farming in it. And it was fun. It was hot, about 103, and we were all sweating. So we've always been on the water and around it. So it's something that's important to me. I want my kids to be. I mean, I'm just like anybody else. I want to swim. I want to be able to swim and kayak and do all that kind of stuff.